There. There! Wonderful. I was muted for how long? I have no idea. How long has this stream going on? 7 minutes? Yeah, 5 minutes. Great. Just great. It looks like I have 2 things to do. Show the squatters your navigator's sigil. A plucky researcher recognizes it. I know it well. I can show you, but the way isn't easy. I'll not take anyone frail. You'll need ropes, crampons, skins, tents, and I want paying. Of course my business is wearing rather thin. Almost never remembered. He didn't exaggerate. The ice is slick as an oiled mirror. You need pitons and spiked boots to navigate the slopes, and a misplaced foot will send great chunks of it thundering into the thirsty sea. The air bites like a bound shark. Your face is numb, your fingers stiff, your throat raw. The climb takes you around a sheer white cliff, the waters below swimming with the shards of razored ice. At last a frozen ledge, a vertical sheet of ice rises before you, reflective as a conjurer's glass. Engraved upon it, 20 feet high, is the navigator's sigil. Impressive, isn't it? The researcher says, dropping his pack. It's one of the old accords between Wither and Irene. It means almost never remembered. Your navigator approaches it warily, the sigil on his temple sparks with blue fire. He reaches out his fingers, touching those of his reflection in the ice, and his reflection lunges forward, whispering something in his ear. The navigator crumples into the snow. Oh, the plucky reacher says. Damn, we're gonna have a devil of a time getting him back to the ship. You do, but you manage it. Back in your cozy cabin, you mumble mulled rum. Will you ever be warm again? Enter Frostbound. A long flight of stairs rises glistening into a sheer tower. There is no door. Your reflection hangs in the cloudy ice. Face the wall. You probably shouldn't do that. One of the squatters advise. Ignore her. Face the wall, examine your cloudy reflection, close your eyes, step forward, shiver. Frostbound radiates both cold and a subtler chill of heart. Did you move at all? Or was it your reflection that moved? You are inside Frostbound. Well, just instant 20 terror, okay. Light, 100 rich and blinding colors filter through the ice. It's like drinking a kaleidoscope. It's like being kidnapped by rainbows. The colors shift with every step you take, revealing shining corridors. In each and every corridor, your reflection waits. Enter the sapphire corridor. This corridor simmers with a blue as rich as the sky at the surface. A howling wind, it fills your ears, but the air is still. Every facet of the ice crystal wall is the hard and depthless blue of a desert sky. You take one step further in. That blue plucks at your senses. Vertigo spins you. A voice intones. This was the sky. Recall other places where there is no sky. You are far from any sky. Stare fiercely into that fierce blue, and call to mind your memories of skyless islands. Sure. You lost one terror, lost one memory of distant shore. Where are you? What is happening here? Around you, Frostbound shivers like a bubble. Is it even real? An accommodation. Yes, this blue is a brittle, savage barrier. Press against it and it will shatter, spilling you into the high wilderness. But you are safe in the dark. You are afraid, but you have mastered your fear. Okay. Enter the Amethyst Gallery. Over here, a corridor is the deep violet of the more colorful undersea corals. Dabbled shadows drift like fish. Predatory shapes. You are the center of the hunter's attention. Things like and unlike sharks, long, sleek, half visible behind walls. You have the sudden sense that they are vaster than sharks, vaster than Frostbound itself. Oh, okay. Perspective confounds you. This place stretches away every direction through a dusty purple haze, as if you float in a cloud. The air is chill and crackling. Vast and shadowy shapes hang lifeless in the distant cloud, fluid staining their hides. Whale things and beast things, bigger than dirigibles, bigger than cities. You are a speck in the cloud. Are you still inside Frostbound? Once again there's a voice, lifeless as leaden type. There were casualties. Approach the colossi. Fear is the way to the heart of Frostbound. You will not escape unscratched. These things are giants, but you have faced something greater. Terror profound. Great, sad, dead eyes like stagnant crater lakes, mouths which could drink rivers. Your entire ship would be a glint on a speck in a pockmark of the least limb to these things. Every time you enter battle, you will remember this. Enter the cavity. The corridor grows the rich red of sunlight on fresh blood, bright as pain. As you tread the corridor's crimson facets, you almost expect your feet to come away sticky. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna just power level myself after this. Get me 100 in every stat. You are bathed in crimson light. Thick as cream, it warms your skin and fills your mouth with the taste of iron. This is only a memory of a memory, a voice and tones. The crime is forgotten, its shadow remains. Surrender to the traces of horror. Whatever was remembered here is gone, but even its traces still scalds the air. You can give in to it, but it will damage you. That art, all living things are joined in the chain. Men and apes, bees and roses, messengers and stars. When this red science breaks it, even time is scarred. Now that scar has touched your spirit. Enter the emerald vista, the green of forest, a poison of leaves haloed by arc-light. Leaf shadows in motion, chilly air, the scent of pine. Well, pages aren't that important in the long term from what I've heard, so whatever. Rich, deep, fresh green of infinite depths and tints. If secrets had a color, it would be this. It baffles and delights the eye. A chilly wind brushes you. Something sought, the voice intones, something lost. Peer into the depths. Surrender your understanding to the wind. Changes. There are changes which will wash away all that you were and all that you are. Nothing is familiar. Everything is new as morning. Your sight is dazzled, your perceptions confounded. Cross the diamond bridge. Here the light is brightest, lighting bright, marine bright, bright as humiliation. Even when you close your eyes, the light does not diminish. A narrow space of blinding light, all colors and none between the Tower of Bright and the Tower of Deneb. Once on the bridge, you will be exposed, like an insect in the desert, like a fresh carcass on the operating table, like a jewel in the sun. Cross the bridge. The light will erode what you are. An acid dazzle. You stumble through a mounting haze of dread. The light tears at you. Thoughts wither like charring paper. Across into the merely brilliant light of inner frostbound. Enter the iridescence. A soft pearlier mirror fog glow coils from the corridor. If this is Frostbound's pearl, what dark conclusions provoked it? The light here is very different. The ice crystal walls are invisible, behind a soft luminous fog. Even the air is warmer. Your shadow paces you, stalking the boundaries of the fog. Know yourself, the voice intones. Well, this is what I came for, so yeah. This, the mechanic says very quietly, is as far as we go. Let's get what we came for and get out. I don't want to see what's in the fog. Not again. Has he been here all along? Nothing is certain in Frostbound. Oh damn, that just jumped my hair real down. The mechanic fumbles in the drifting mists on the floor. His shadow does the same. From within the fog, as it scrapes away in imitation, there's a dull, grunting noise as of claws stuck on rock. Claws on rock, whatever. He comes up with a stone piglet, small enough to lie comfortably on the palm of his hand. Its eyes are bright pearls. I'm sorry, the mechanic confesses. My imagination is rather literal. He stows the pig away, out of sight. Now please, can we go? I feel my teeth chattering out there. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna take tea. A surprisingly warm welcome. I just... Probably not. Surprisingly warm welcome. We're keeping the steps for the game of truths. A helpful riddle fisher explains as she fills your cup for the third time. Every year the people of Reem and the Wither meet here for... She pauses. Contests. She finishes vaguely. The difference is between a question and a riddle. One day someone will prove themselves enough to enter the castle. You spend a pleasant few hours while the tea is supplemented with Irene liquors, pale, withering beer, and something that Riddle Fisher describes blandly as snake cake. They offer you fuel and supplies before you leave. We keep enough to spare, the Riddle Fisher grins. From time to time, a captain gets lost and comes up here, and we always feel bad for them. Okay. I would just chip myself on the way out, wouldn't I? Alright, I need to speak to you. Could have kept that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pump all these up to 100. Set the pages. You what, mate? Where? Where is this thing I'm missing? Okay, there it is. That thing. You're hurt. You should really be in bed. Spend time in bed. It really is where you should be. Time the healer. The sounds of the ship at sea. The toll of the watch bell. Your eyes drift close. Honestly, I'm kind of worried about how much supplies I have right now. Okay. Now I can speak to you. The ship's surgeon finds you. Surgeon. Whatever. He's awake, madame, and he's asking for you. The navigator has slept fitfully since he collapsed on Frost Fountain's ice. New purpose. His sigil has grown. It reaches down to his cheek now. The skin it marks is pitted and gray. Captain, the ice told me the sigil's reflection was its opposite, or inverse. It doesn't matter. We must go north, north and north, and north, to the avid horizon, to the void's approach. He struggles to rise. Where are my charts, my compass, my sounding line? Okay. That's, opposite side of the map. Not my problem for now. You, however, have something I much desire, I believe. I'm honestly probably not going to stop until I get 1,000 of these. And I have no shame in admitting that I cheated in all this money. Because, what's the phrase again? Okay, honestly 500 is probably good enough. Yeah, there's a nice little cycle there. Or, not cycle, loop. Okay. Now for the reason I bought all those. And why I'm probably gonna have to go back to the shop after this. I'm gonna take this chance to take a drink of water. Yeah, I also didn't think cheating in all this money was this good when I first cheated it all in. But apparently this is a thing. Um, oh, I'm at 149, huh? Yeah, okay, there. Yeah, port report. Thinking I had a port report still. Do I literally have to do this? Yes, I do have to do this. It's that little bit, chat. You know, it min-max that last little bit. But I'm already that far, so... There. Actually, I would want to keep that on, wouldn't I? In fact, if something has a negative, okay, I can put you back on. Yeah, I'm gonna want to do mirrors next, which I think it's you, yeah. Okay. Pardon me. Right, that's definitely one of the reasons why I wanted to have both those off, to get all this hearing enigmas. Fortunately, this one doesn't go up as high, but whatever. Past the funny number. Let me, 358, okay. I'm gonna want to buy like another 100, admittedly. There, okay. Let's see, you... Oh. Don't think you increase pages. Yeah, your values. Let's see, 100. I think the hair, has a... Oh. Also has a 100 too, huh? Okay, guess I'll go with the other guy then. Yeah, apparently there's like only a single character that increases pages like this. Or like none of them at all, so... With you having to do some really weird trade quest kind of deal to get it up to 100. Or it's actually possible to get them up to like 200 stats if you want. But apparently 100's good enough. Also, back at Irene, it's really neat to have heard the Outer Wilds, I think it was called. The name for outer space in this game. Yeah, I can throw you. Cook hearts and pages. Yeah, okay. Talk to you because I don't take wounds this way. Oh no, I just take hull damage instead. Okay. Let's see. Well, I can't spam this as much, huh? Okay. suppose I could just have him there for now. Same with you, since guess we shall spin ship south. Unfortunately, because of the ship I have, gonna have to, I should have just been spinning these initially, but whatever. Okay, officers. Honestly, probably this. This is probably better. Okay, how many secrets? Oh, even though it doesn't, oh, I can only have 150 at a time, huh? That's a peculiar thing, yeah. Oh, but I'm still going down. That's a peculiar bug, ain't it? Yeah, that's probably enough. Probably, I say. And back to full health. $32 to $44, $32 to $44. And $34 to $46, and $41 to $50. 2.7, 2.7, okay. Right, I have that, which prevents explosions. Hold on, is... Okay. Sim colonist, that's right. Should be somewhere here. Hmm. Honestly, I don't remember where all these were headed for. Okay. Let's give the right side of the map a respectful distance before I run into it, lose like 36 of my crew and like 500 of health. Yeah. I wind up at the bottom of the map. Ah, wonderful. We're doing the creepy speaking in the audio track. I probably should have stopped there for a port report, but oh well. Alright, let's try it out. Oh, it has AF cannons, huh? Oh, wonderful. Drowning pearls. Where am I? Empire pans? Okay. Hmm. Oh, I'm down to 4 supplies. I should have bought more supplies. Well, this is just a pain in the ass to get to, huh? Yeah, let's go with this. Hmm. Well, I wish I could get that port report, but alas. That's funny how I'm literally spamming the speed boost. but like spent more fuel, more supplies and fuel. Yep. This thing to this. What the hell? There it is. $109 still low risk, huh? On the back of a gigantic beast lives exiles from every corner of the Neath. Here gather the traitors, heretics, artists, fools, and the too honest. Despite posing a range of radically different ideologies, these outcasts live together peacefully. Symbol port report. Explore the city. Record the habits of those that dwell within. A city of strict custom. Most hideaway dwellers toil on the strength of their city against the Z's crushing. Strengthen their city against the Z's crushing weight. Those that don't instead prepare for the night's festival. And all without a word spoken out loud. If there need to be communicate, the people of Hideaway rely on a strict system of accurately formal gestures. Drop off the impolite investigator. This is where he requested you bring him. The impolite investigator grins as he disembarks. As soon as he's exited your ship, he spots a small ancient man, the sprightly visionary. The investigator rushes over to him and shakes his hand while unleashing a barrage of questions. What's your name? Reason for exile? How's the food? The visionary writes a message in the notebook chained to his waist. He presents it to you both. Welcome. Sorry, must run. You need to register yourself. Go straight ahead. Advice. No questions. A friend Tim Dum. Good day. Present a farewell letter to the sprightly visionary. The withered man stares at the letter in silent anticipation. A farewell accepted. The sprightly visionary tears open the letter, scanning it quickly, then reading it again more closely. His emotions are guarded, but his fingers gently trace the ascot around his neck. In response, the visionary writes only, Tell Lorenzo he's dismissed from his service. Hesitantly, he gives you the salute of Congate Commander before rushing off to busy himself with other work. Shame I didn't have enough mirrors to read that letter, but whatever. Aid the sprightly visionary. A small man with liver spots on his head and wispy white hairs on his chin is struggling to roll a wheel of heavy cabling. Together you roll the wheel through Hideaway. You pass women lugging boatload torches and bags of cement, and men trying to smile as they put on diving suits. Eventually you pass through the iron gate to a workroom. At the room's center in a deep pit, a large electrical alternator looms against the back wall. The visionary plugs the cable into the alternator and slowly feeds the rest down into the pit. When he finishes, he writes a short message in the notebook, chained to his waist. Thank you. Usual helps working on a faulty line. May need you in the future. As he hands you the note, he looks up, revealing his neck. It's one huge scar. Help the sprightly visionary. He's intrusive. He's industrious for one so old. He's always running around the city, aiding his cablemen or repairing electrical faults. Supply his engines with fuel. Now, he passes a toolbox to one of his workers and rushes over to you. He writes in the notebook chained to his wrist. The visionary passes you a scrap from his notebook. Alternator engineered dead. Need fuel. Provide. My men will transport. Lunch. His room is spacious, if rather bare. A filament bulb shines pleasantly within a pink paper lantern. His plaster walls are cracking. A hand-drawn portrait of a dark woman hangs above his bed. The visionary clears maps of Hideaway from his table and prepares coffee. As he passes you, a brew, bellows of pain engulf the room, and all Hideaway trembles for a moment as the beast below withers, but the visionary does not spill a drop of the coffee. Once things settled, he writes a note. Forget Tim Tum. He hurts now and then. Coffee? Please call me Eric. Okay, there's no shop's curses. Where do they store their good? Perhaps they have something to trade. You do not have much to offer, but maybe you find something of interest. If I had to, I probably would grab that. Oh shit, that's sell, not buy. Oh, I'm dumb. Join the festival. Though you do not reside in Hideaway, the people of the city will allow you to participate in their festivals. Excuse me. If you aid in the preparation for them, they'll even be grateful to have extra help. One of the dwellers bows deeply before you and performs the gesture of friendship by showing you her wrists and crossing her arms to touch your shoulders. She then fumbles in her pockets before she presses a small shell into your hand. A curled like a wave, a little claw darts out and nips at your finger. The woman coos at the tiny creature. Though everyone in Hideaway has a night to celebrate a festival of their own making, most dedicate their efforts to one of three great events: the silent reveal, the hour of our reflection, the rainbowing. The rainbowing revelers will indulge in a colorful feast featuring the finest food Hideaway can manage to find in the abyssal depths. The hour of our reflection. There is a dweller too ancient and too mad to help maintain Hideaway. Instead, the suggestor serves as summarial role. During the festival, they bark out a phrase which everyone then represents through art. Invariably, the topics are variations on handsome, Tim's generosity, or Hideaway's superb lifestyles. The silent reel. Throughout the night, the people will dance. There will be no music, nor any obligations to conform to a particular style. Let's go with it. Go with the rainbowing. Hello again, weird shark thing, whale. Banquet tables are laid throughout the festival square. The smell would have a lesser sailor heave out their innards, And all the lurid dye in the world does not disguise how unappetizing the meat is. Nevertheless, some diners rush eagerly to their seats. Participate in the ceremony of 7 sips. A chalice of an inky blue liquid is set before you. To your left, the swallow philosopher has a green drink. To your right, the conscientious mercenary is sipping something indigo. You fill your mouth with the foul-dyed water. Your fellow diners spit it out in a spray. You follow suit. When the rainbow clears, the tables, not to mention you and your fellow diners, are covered in color. The green-lipped philosopher holds her stomach but forces a smile. The mercenary grins at everyone down the table, showing off his indigo-stained teeth. Consume the abyssal bounty. A bell rings. The conscientious mercenary licks his lips and begins carving a squeaking, squirming fish. The shallow philosopher performs the gesture of good digestion before forcing down a bite. You've carved into your dinner a fish whose identity traits have been lost to the layers of pigment caked onto it. As you carve off a bite, its mouth flaps open. Cosmogon dye trickles out. It might be tasty if the meat weren't as chewy as gum, and if you couldn't feel the dyes coloring your intestines. Hopefully you're fond of blue. Partake in ladies' blackest, chiefest pearls. Festival servers clear your plates and present the night's dessert. The violent dyed organs of a bound shark, laid across the table with anatomical accuracy. The conscientious mercenary looks at you meaningfully and cups his cheeks. The gesture of plenty. He slices you a lobe of the shark's brain and licks a violent jelly from the blade when done. He considers the eyes carefully before he places one on your plate. He adjusts it to look up at you. Your first bite of the brain, and the taste spreads through your mouth like ivy. The eye is no better. It pops in your mouth, bursting into stinking jelly. Okay. I shall check on the investigator. The impolite investigator ignores the pattern of resting and waking established in the hideaway. He never seems to sleep. At all hours he can be found asking questions or studying the city. Well, this guy's gonna die. Straightforward. Are you sure about that? The water's between. 7 diving suits. Wait. Impolite investigator ignores the customs of sleeping and waking established in hideaway. He never. Today, however, he is withdrawn to his room and it is unduly quiet. What is he up to? The water is between. 7 diving suits take up the investigator's room. We're exploring the space between Tinton and its city's shell, but we'll need another 5 divers. The investigator leads you to the depths of Hideaway. Did you know there's an enterprise to construct kelp farms on the outside of Tinton's cheeks? We'll use their hatch to study the shells inside. One after another, you splash into the dark. With your light, you can see the flesh of the beast beneath you. It is bruised, bloodied in some places. In others, it is mere feet from the shell. The investigator points ahead to a thick cable hanging down from above. It comes more clearly into view. It sparks. The charge results in a convulsion of Tintun's flesh. You return to the city as swiftly as you can, but several of your crew were caught by Tintun's shifting body and crushed between his shell and his flesh. As soon as you're back in hideaway, the investigator strips out of his diving suit and flees. Miserable resolutions. The investigator is curled on his bed, but sits when he notices you. I need something to help me relax, clear my head, anything, I'll try anything. So, prisoner's honey and a cask of mushroom wine. Okay. Shops. And... wow, really? Fine, give me one terror real quick. Where's the surface button? Okay, T. Yep, there's the dock. Curses. Seek the Iron and Misery Company's prototype component. The cannoneer points there, the black rocks on the south side of the island, where nothing grows. We'll need labor and supplies to get out. Astival's secret. Days of back-breaking labor. Unearth a cache of old bones, curios, and a meteorite. A broken armature of steel and copper sheaths its sides. The sailors fall back before it as the glyphs on its side crawl with fire. This is it. The cannoneer cries. This must be what broke the roof. It's very frightening. A seal of the red signs. I've never thought I'd see such a thing, but it's sleeping. We'll need a judgment egg, and my friend in the Iron Republic. You may be able to find an egg in Irene. The crew shrinks back a little. Oh, such larks, such larks. Honestly, that thing's probably the most dangerous thing here. Speak to. Okay. I am in a very awkward position right now. Extremely awkward position. Actually, you know what? Isle of Cats, that's probably the best I have. Okay. Yeah. Slice is open. What's within? Z eggs. Call them Z eggs. Bosun suggests we don't want to tell the crew what they actually are. They're safe to eat, but you know. The full stars are above. Fair amber like tiger's eyes. Stamford expands name for one who lost his child to cats. I really hope this place has fuel. Otherwise, this whole thing has been really awkward for me. Yes, give fuel. Pardon me. Yeah, compile port report. Okay. Alright. I'm... Need the salts. Doing that, I need the Stygian ivory, though. Which is what I'm currently missing. I'm unsure where to get, though, so... Southwest, so... Oh, is this here? Okay. I feel like I dodged that. No, it's behind me. The station is pinned to the surface of Angel. Once it was a roving vessel, the phosphorus kettle, and floated freely from place to place. Now it's on the spines of a fluke rock. Port report. The Admiralty will find this a curious place. Loose information. We gather a description of the forest cattle and a survey of its resources. You scrape away a little of the sea salt, the color of amber, and the texture of wax that keeps the seawater where the hull is pierced by the spines of Angel. You sketch the arrangement of decks and hatches so far as you have been able to reach, but about the population you cannot offer as much detail. The tomb colonist declines to be identified, and the traveling postman laughs at you. Honestly, I'm getting all but one of these away. Fortunately, I don't have Soul's food. There. I don't think that's what I'm looking for, though. Or is it what I'm looking for? No, it's not what I'm looking for. I'm gonna just keep on going. You know? Oh, that's a... one of the abysses, okay. Hmm. Okay. That's what I thought they were, the oxygen refillers. Sleep when you're dead. Okay. I feel like I need to come here for something, but I think I might be too early to come here. I need like that 40 Stygian ivory for it. Yeah, this is what I need. Need to get the sage. And yeah, the 40 iron. Oh yeah, and the element of dawn. Sorry, I don't feel like dealing with the creepy spider. But now I shall head to the west and try to make it for the geode. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate, but oh well. Alright. Honestly, kind of feels like I'm going slower. Arches, the mirrored city where light was always the law. The walled city of Arches is a tangled greenery, vines, and luminescent fungal flowers, slow blooming around moldering stone. A quintex of carved steeple towers rise over the walls and pour burning white light into the bleak sky. A rough shadowed path leads from the docks to the mirrored gates of Archa. Two towering carved stone lamps throw their light on the angled mirrors. A blue cloaked guard stands in the reflected pool of light. The city is a beacon against the tree-hushed, crawling darkness of the elder continent. In the far distance, a vast mountain glimmers. Teleport report. There's nothing here, right? Yeah, into mass. Okay, into the... Okay, yeah, port report. Okay, long time. This is probably where we're gonna end it. Tell the guard you wish to enter. Well, what else are gates for, if not to go through? She makes a mark in her ledger before ringing a brass bell. The mirrors of the gates rearrange to give you space to pass, but never once allow shadow to touch the guard. Our ways are not yours to mass. Remember that, and walk in the light of the mirror. Okay, I just had to take a drink of water because I remembered how much text was going to be here in the coming 30 minutes. Your eyes are blinded by the brilliance of the light. The verdant rot smell is even thicker. The heat of so much flame and reflected light presses oppressively against your skin. Your head pounds. It is a few minutes before your eyes adjust, and you can look around. Brass lamps and gilded scones hang from every wall, and phosphorescent fungus grows moss-like upon doorways and ceilings. Cunningly arranged mirrors catch every droplet of light and diffuse it till every cobblestone rampart of the city is drenched and blazing and utterly without shadow. Who do you speak to? The firekeeper, dressed all in saffron, a pair of thick fireproof gloves dangle from a silver chain at her waist. I'm too important to play guide for you, Tomas, she tells you before you even open your mouth. I'm the keeper of the western principal mirror. She points up at the enormous multi-face mirrors set atop each of the city's 5 towers. I'm only here because I'm looking for my idiot brother. He's probably busy pouring wine down some pretty dark-eyed boy's throat in a tavern. Is it a matter of great urgency, Munder? He's late for his lamp checks in the sacred district, is her terse reply as she hurries away. If the Agnority tree, whatever, found out, he'd be lucky to end up a lake dredger. Okay, white cloak guard. The sun's embroiled on his cloak, are picked out with gold thread, and the edge is jeweled with carnelian. Whatever. Taimasi presses his hand together in greeting, then gives you an anguished look. You look terrible. Are you sick with a terrible outsider's disease, or is that what your nose is naturally like? Of your protestants, he gives you direction. Oh, the medics all butchers to be sure, but they walk in the light of mirror, he adds breezily, and then points out the guardhouse and the vague direction of the tip of mirror, and a street of bars and gaming houses. We don't want to get a reputation for being inhospitable. He laughs as if he just made a grand joke, and you laugh along weakly. The jeweled turban youth. He's winking at you. That it a furtive wink or a flirtatious one? Only one way to find out. He looks utterly overjoyed to make your acquaintance, the bangles on his wrists flashing as he presses his hands together in greeting. My friends and I would be honored if you would attend a small gathering with us, Tamas. We are so eager to hear about the world outside Varch's city's walls. It seems an innocuous enough invitation, but then why does his gaze dart around so anxiously as he tells you how to find his mansion in the Eastern District? Continue explorations. Time to venture further than the Outer District. The mirror city gleams invitingly. You'll get used to the smell in time. You walk galleried courtyards, wreathed with vines and fungal blooms. Long straight roads crisscross the length and breadth of Varch, the stone worn by the wheels of carts and the tread of thousands of slippered feet. The lamplighters constantly check the fuel levels of the scones and replace wicks. Firekeepers check the coiled spring mechanisms that control the angle of mirrors. There's much to explore. Where do you go next? The guardhouse. Down a side street you can see the sun blazon flag from here. Just follow the stream of white cloaks. A modest stone building with bas-relief inlets and wide, unshuttered windows. The stylized sun of mirror flutters from a silk flag above the portico. It is a scene of controlled chaos. You can see the white cloaked guards bustling to and fro within shouting compassionately to each other while a stream of fungus gardeners, merchants, and ordinary citizens petition them. Trained with the guards, there is a formation of new recruits doing basic forms in the courtyard. The sergeant does not object when you slip into line, but he does not treat you with any particular gentleness either. You practice a few hand-to-hand combat for a few hours and end up on your back more often than not. They fight in an unfamiliar, light-footed style. A few of the more advanced recruits duel with curving twin-bladed scimitars. Interesting, the sergeant grunts at the end of your session. You are bruised and possibly dust, but quite satisfied with your morning, and think they may have learned something in turn. Wonderful. 2 iron. What is going on? Is it a particularly busy day, or are they always so besieged? We are preparing for the pilgrimage to Abmardi, the Mountain of Light, a young guard tells you, stamping yet another merchant's application. It always turns into a bit of a festival. Everyone wants permission to go, and so they come to harangue us when the sun priests turn them away. Is it a religious pilgrimage? Well, a bit, she makes a face. Every merchant in the city suddenly becomes very devout to Mir when pilgrimage season comes anyway. Okay, let's go to the hospital. Offer the services of the haunting daughter. The charitable hospital is a long, galleried building divided into a series of curtained wards with their own light sources and mirror series. A dour-faced nurse glances at you expectantly. Which ward are you here to visit? Offer the services of the haunted doctor. You've won his trust. He's prepared to come ashore. The dour-faced nurse watches you carefully as you assist the doctor in cleaning wounds and changing bandages. She gives you a satisfied nod. The guards are pleased to have a new attendant and call you Nurse Tamas with warm, welcoming mockery, which makes you feel part of their crew. The doctor essays a cautious smile. You see the nurse watching consignedly. What? Good work, she says at the end of your shift, handing you each a cup of steaming mushroom tea. It relieves you greatly. You detect a hint of tea sap liquor at the bottom of the cup, and something else from the somethings of the south. Very welcome. Okay. Okay, continue exploration. Yeah. Got the hospital, got the guardhouse. Entertain. There are many available. Mir is not a Puritan god. The nicer establishments in the city are lit with expensive imported gas and have a little blue glowing scintilla. Statues scattered on the shelves. What takes your fancy? Join the gaming table. The arguing priests. The duelists. The courtyard is strewn with white stand. The duelists fight with curving twin-blade scimitars in each hand. You can try your luck in an exhibition match. The blades are light and deadly. There is an intense light in your opponent's eyes. You step together and then away. Your blades kiss gently before scraping apart in a raspus steel. Your opponent is going easy on you, but that is what you are here for. An exhibition match is meant to make both parties look good. It's hard to keep your mouth curving into a sharp grin as your blades clash and chime. You sweat under the reflected light, and your arms are shaking by the time the operator calls time. Your opponent bows deep, a flick of eyebrows and a flourish of blades, and you do the same. Turn to the city. Temple Mirror. Let's go to the mansion. Well, he did invite you after all. You are not entirely sure what you were expecting from the jewel-turbaned youth's invitation. Perhaps a candlelit dinner and a gentle seduction. Turns out to be an evening of card games and chilled wine with his rather eccentric collection of friends. But as the wine is drunk and the cards are played, the gathering takes on a certain political tone. A raggedly dressed artisan begins complaining of the Agarthi's trade restrictions, a novice priest points out contradiction in Mir's mantras, a stone carver questions whether his daughter should also have to follow in the same profession. Will you, the jeweled turban youth stares at you, licking his lips. Will you tell us a story? Tell a fanciful tale or tell a wanderer's tale, full of zine, salt, and darkness and the creaking of ships. Okay. Your story sucks the light away from the room and tumbles into bleakness. Your voice rises and falls like the lap of waves against an iron hull. When you return to your shelf, the Varashi are weeping into each other's arms. The novice priest presses his forehead to the ground and prays desperately for Mir to forgive him. The jeweled turban embraces you tightly, and you can feel the pounding of his heart against your own. Your story was like being touched by darkness, he whispers in fancified revulsion. It has made me apostate. I will no longer walk in Mir's light. You suggest that perhaps it was just a Z story, but he only shakes his head and sobs harder. The end. So I went to the Temple of Mir instead of that entertainment district. The light is endless and merciless. Will you sleep? All visitors at Rush are given one night's accommodation in the city's only inn. It is a handsome stone mansion arranged around a pleasantly cool courtyard. Frescosos, whatever. I don't remember how to pronounce that word. But it's basically just like some art on a wall, like what Da Vinci or... Was it Da Vinci? Yeah, I want to say Da Vinci. It's the thing that got painted on like cathedral ceilings. City life are painted on the walls. Given how few visitors Rush hosts, you suspect the inn is more than usually used by philandering locals. Evening falls, or does it? The town's 5 principal mirrors are mounted on coiled spring mechanisms and alter the angles subtly to create the impression of evening. Across the city, the firekeepers throw pinches of colored powder into the lamps, and the quality of the light yellows to a softer brightness. The wine maze light lamper. He is dressed in saffron robes and is indeed pouring wine down the throat of a very attractive dark-eyed boy. You could tell him his sister is looking for him. He stares up in horror, spilling the burgeoning red wine everywhere. His young companion looks irritated. I'm late, he shouts. Mir, forgive me, the Ragnarthi is going to skin me alive. He pumps your hand in gratitude. Thank you, Tamas. I won't forget this. Here, take my arc jewels. I don't I don't trust that dream of smoke, okay? Don't sleep. It won't be difficult to stay awake in the constant flight, but the lack of rest will take its toll. Up late, reading, thinking, watching the shouts from the street dies, Varch sleeps, but you're tired the next morning. Dawn in Varch. Outsider's time in Varch is strictly rationed. Each morning at dawn, the guard visits the inn to eject any tamas they find. They are polite, but very definite. Into the dark. Return, the guard tells you, but not yet. With that, they usher you into the darkness beyond the walls. You blink, mirror dazzle from your eyes. It's cold out here. Okay. I am probably gonna starve. Oh wait, Isle of Cats. Isle of Cats. The pirate port has my salvation. Red Knight go zoom. Bring out the nets. What is it? Strange catch, okay. Yeah, and honestly, the map does not look like it lines up at all. That kind of annoys me, but whatever. Just in time. Okay, I'm just trying to find out where am I supposed to deliver these. Not you, not you, not you, not you. What do you mean particular noise? Well, that's just worrying. Yeah, not what. Yeah, Harsh was just there. Gods of the Sea. Supremacy, Shimsar. Rosegate. Romance, Principal Sin. Yeah, whatever. Big Mode. Not that. Fine Father's Bound. Dola. Kingdom. 40 Ivory. Port Caroline. Unsettling Sage. Need to rescue him. Dream and a Scheme. Shepherd's Wash. Okay, so Lauren Flute Core or more Sapphires, okay. Okay. How's Shepherd's Wash? Shepherd's Wash, Shepherd's Wash. Might be just like something in here, which I do need to go up here and do like those two places, so let's see. Hold up, Fathom King Hold. Fathom King Hold. That has port. Wonderful. Thought these two were the same, admittedly, so probably one more island port there. Might be an island in here, though. Well, port. Someone awaits just in time. Oof. Shop's nothing here, okay. Lorcan's port, named for the most enterprising of drownies. Phosphorus cells burn green, somewhere below the king awaits. The Fathom King hold. Like an iceberg, like a bizarre master scheme, like beneath itself. Most of the hold is invisible. You see only a tiny portion of sculpted coral. The rest waits below the surface. The Fathom King's bone rooms and aquaria, his pearl snares and his dining chambers. Okay. While the porter watches you write. She says nothing. Others who come and go. Those granted an audience return dazed, awestruck. The king is not generous, but occasionally he is fair. Trade for a white mayflower. It looks like a fish in water and in air. Looks like a fish in water and a flower in air. The drowning recommends owning one if you are going to their cousins at Dot. The drownies have a particular appetite for scintillac, that silvery northern coral. They whisper and giggle as they haggle. Okay. I feel like I do have something that needs scintillac. But learning about, yeah, play with that. Okay. I'll do one scintillac. I thought I needed 7 for something, but I can't remember off the top of my head. However, I'm going by Pig Island, so... Sprigs and ferns. Place it in water if it needs reviving. Crush it and bite it when the need arise. It is proof against seeing things that aren't there, which is the only trick they know in Dot. A sniff and a jealous song go with this observation. Oh. A ruby dream. Captain walked the shore at the edge of the coral caps. The drownies sported there. They called my name. They said I could join them if I partook the feast. Their eyes were red pearls. Captain, I dare not sleep. There is such a hunger on me. Okay. I feel like I need to talk to the Fathom King, but, oh well. I guess I am not doing that. How much dirt do I have? Okay, I have plenty of supply and fuel. I'ma fight it. I'ma fight it. I really don't like how low I am on this, screen. With like how the UI is set up, you know? In fact, video setting. There. Fine, tiny UI. I used. Sorry, I wanted to pop down here to check. Oh, there it is. Killed it. You have defeated a constant companion. It's a cluster of articulated legs are curled back on themselves and variated stomach exposed. Its mandibles collect gently in the Z current. Otherwise, the companion's only movements are spasmodic jerks of its limbs, stiffened in death. Bring a grub aboard. Sever a limb and use it to brace the hole. Take a memento and leave quickly. No good can come of interfering. %, even though I'm at what is it? 127 iron? The wiggling children of the companions still cling to their parents' husk. Perhaps one will live if it were to be interesting to study at close quarters nonetheless. Oh, it's a page. Take a memento and leave quickly. Yeah, reduced terror and all stats up. Can at least increase pages, I guess. Hunting trophy, okay. Lost 25 terror, iron hasn't changed, yeah. Away. The companion shivers in death. Grubs flanking its belly, whine plaintively in the stirring waters. Confined in an armored diving suit, you hack clumsily at an exposed pedipad. while you work its long hair brushed gently, almost lovingly against your suit. Your submarine is primed to make a hasty escape as soon as you return with your trophy. Oh, I'm almost out of air. Listen, if I have to turn around to kill you, I will. Oh, this is just annoying, ain't it? Alright. I think I'm going to end it here and read this the next time I stream. And I'm instead going to move on to the Binding of Isaac. So for the recording that's going to go up on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, follow my Twitter, follow my Twitch, and that'll